Hello, hockey fans, and welcome to NHL Draft Pros. On today's video, we're going to take a look at Bob McKenzie's preseason top 20 for the 2025 NHL Draft. As always, Bob McKenzie is one of the best when it comes to NHL drafts. He's the OG, and he always interviews scouts for these rankings, so it's always nice to see what he's got on paper. And as always, can you please subscribe and hit that like button to help the channel grow? I'd really appreciate it. Thank you. Okay, so Bob McKenzie's coming out with his preseason rankings, and the pole position in the race to be number one in the 2025 NHL Draft is set, and it belongs to American James Hagens. And he says that he was the near unanimous choice for number one on TSN's annual preseason rankings. 9 of 10 NHL club team scouts surveyed by TSN have him at number one to start the season. And check out these stats. He had 102 points in 58 games playing for the NTDP last year, and he's going to be playing in Boston College this season, so we're looking forward to seeing that. You know what? When you see the clips of James Hagens, you can see why he is ranked number one right now. He's got some skill, and he's a good two-way forward as well, so no doubt that he's number one. But there are some prospects in this draft class that might push for number one spot. So you know what? It's early, but right now he's got the dibs for number one. And we're going to have to wait and see how the season plays out to see if he gets unthrown. So number one, James Hagens. All right. Now, the next player on the list he has is Matthew Schaefer. 5 of the 10 scouts surveyed by TSN slotted Schaefer at number 2. And he was the only prospect other than Hagens to not get a vote outside of the top 5. Now, check out these numbers. Not spectacular. He had 17 points in 56 games in the OHL last season, but he is a really good dynamic defenseman. Schaefer is amongst the best skaters in the entire draft class. He has speed to burn, but he's also incredibly agile on his skates and can be really quick going in any direction. And Schaefer projects to be a top pair NHL defenseman. So you know what? Checking out these highlights, you can see why. He's got some uber skill, and he's got mono to start the season, so that might affect his play, which we'll see how that kind of goes along as the season progresses. All right, at number 3, Swedish center Anton Frondell is another prospect scouts find easy to like. He already has strength and physical maturity. He has a strong attention to detail, slant to his game, and a high hockey IQ, both with and without the puck. And last year playing in the U20 league in Sweden, he had 39 points in 29 games. Very nice offensive output. As of now, McKenzie has him projecting as a number 2 NHL center rather than a number 1 because his offensive productivity is not necessarily elite, but his all-around game is excellent. Frondell received votes from number 2 to number 6, and 6 of the 10 scouts had him at either number 2 or number 3. So some high-end scouting here. Now, this is at the Five Nations Cup, and the last goal you see here, the one-timer, that's the one. Look at it on the clock. 1.5 seconds left in the third, and that's what sealed it for Team Sweden against the U.S. So, yeah, he's a gamer, and he's got a heavy shot and a really good overall player, I guess you could say, for Frondell. So he's number 3 on the list. Now, number 4, we got Porter Martone from Brampton. He's a power winger and had 9 of his 10 votes in the top 5, and the lone vote outside that was at number 6. Stat-wise, he had 71 points in 60 games last year, which is really good. 33 goals. He has all the physical attributes to play a hard-hitting and agitating game, but he's fast and skilled too. In terms of style, one scout said, think Corey Perry, but with better skating. Yeah, in these highlights here, you can see he's got some pretty decent mitts too. Check out that little goal right there in front, eh? How you doing? So yeah, you know what? Big power forward with some hands. Do you like that in a player? Porter Martone, he's number 4 on the list for Bob McKenzie's preseason rankings. Number 5, we have a Russian, Ivan Ryabkin. He plays for Dynamo in the Russian MHL, which is the junior league, and is said to be cut from similar cloth as Ivan Demidov, the 5th overall pick to Montreal in last year's draft. And last year he had 58 points in 44 games in the junior league, and he received 2 votes at number 2 behind only Hagens, and as often the case with Russian prospects, had his support sprinkled throughout from number 2 to number 9. High-end skills, skates really well, good size and strength is what one scout said. And like I said, you know what? And he's like, check out these mitts. Wow. So an Ivan Demidov type player, yeah, he's going to go high in the draft. All right. At number 6, we got Roger McQueen, who plays out in the dub for Brandon. He had 51 points in 53 games. He's a big kid, 6'5", so he's number 6 on the list. Number 7, we got Michael Misa from Saginaw in the OHL. He had 75 points in 67 games. He's looking really good, had 4 points in his first preseason game already. So yeah, look for him to climb the ranks possibly. Malcolm Spence at number 8. Plays for Erie in the OHL, 62 points in 66 games. Another high-energy, physical player. So, yeah, those players go high as well in the draft. Number 9, Logan Hensler, the D out of the USNTDP. He's going to be playing in Wisconsin in the NCAA this year. Had 32 points in 61 games last year, which is decent for a defenseman. Number 10, Caleb Desnoyers, plays out of Moncton in the Q. Had 56 points in 60 games. He's another one with a high-end motor, always all over the ice, getting in people's faces. I like his play a lot. And Bob McKenzie also included the top 20. So here we go. Number 11, William Moore, NTDP. Radim Murka, the Czech player. Victor Eklund at 13, the Swede. Jake O'Brien at number 14. 15 is Charlie Trethaway. 16, Cole Reshny. 17, Emil Gute. Jakub Eis Wozniak. 19, Braden Kutz. And number 20, Josh Ravensbergen, who is the only goalie on the list. And that's a pretty high ranking for a goalie. So we're going to watch him for sure during the season. And that's it for Bob McKenzie's top 20 rankings, preseason rankings. I love it. Lots of fun. Always like to see what Barbie Margarita has to say. And that's it for this video. So please subscribe, hit that like button. I'd really appreciate it. And we'll see you soon. Cheers.